House at Briar's End, Part 2, The Hollowing, Cracks in the Glass. Chicago was different now. Evelyn felt it in the air. Static hummed at the edge of sound, and streetlights blinked when she walked under them. Her apartment, once a refuge, turned hostile. Mirrors fogged without reason. She'd cover them, but the cloths fell off by morning. Every night she dreamed of the hallway again, endless, pulsing. And Thomas stood at the end, whispering, "You brought it back." She tried therapy. She tried sleep aids. Nothing worked. The voice was in her head. Worse, it was in the walls. One morning she woke to find the door to her bedroom gone. Just wallpaper. A perfect match. The rebuilding. Evelyn fled her apartment. She found a motel on the edge of the city and locked herself inside. But that night, she dreamed again. Not of the house, but of herself, standing in Briar's End, smiling. When she woke, her hand was bleeding. She'd carved something into the motel wall. The house remembers. She returned to Vermont, but the town was gone. Briar's End no longer existed on maps. GPS redirected her endlessly. No one in nearby towns had heard of it. She drove in circles until night fell. Then she saw the light in the trees. The house was waiting, the hollow version. It stood, rebuilt, larger, hungrier. Its windows pulsed like eyes. The front door opened before she touched it. Inside, she found no dust. Everything was pristine. A fire burned in the hearth. A table was set for dinner. And sitting at the head, herself, or something that looked like her. "Welcome back," it said. Evelyn turned to flee, but the door was gone. Walls shifted. The mirror on the landing was gone. In its place, a painting. Her and Thomas, smiling. Except she didn't remember that day, and in the painting, her eyes were completely black. The archivist, a new figure, emerged in the house. Not Thomas, not the girl. An old woman dressed in moth-eaten clothes, hunched and whispering to the air. She called herself the archivist. "You fed the house," she said. "That makes you kin. But now it's rotting. You broke the mirror. Now it eats everything." "What do you want?" Evelyn demanded. "I keep what remains. Memories. Shadows. You must return what you took." "I took nothing." The archivist handed her a notebook. Inside were entries, hundreds, all in Evelyn's handwriting. Lives she didn't remember living. Evelyn, librarian. Evelyn, orphan. Evelyn, drowned. It wasn't just memory. The house had been using her. Again and again. Thomas unbound. She found him again. Thomas, or what was left of him. He was tied to a chair in the attic, grown, but his skin stretched thin and translucent. His eyes were mirrors. Inside them, she saw the house devour other versions of herself. "You never left," he said. "None of you did. We're all echoes now. I saw you escape, in the yard. That wasn't me. That was the next one." "What?" "The house uses the strong ones to bait the others. You broke the mirror. You woke it up. Now it remembers every you. Echo loop." The house showed her a room of glass walls. Inside each, a version of Evelyn. One crying, one screaming, one smiling as she strangled Thomas, one kneeling in prayer, one hollowed out, completely still. The archivist walked among them, taking notes. "This is the memory loop," she said. Each time you try to save him, you fail. Each time you remember, you come back. You're very consistent. What happens if I stop trying? Then it finds someone else. But it prefers you now, the breaking mine. Evelyn couldn't sleep. The house followed her into dreams and waking moments alike. Her body flickered in and out of sync with herself. Sometimes she saw her hands move a moment before she meant them to. Sometimes she saw herself die. Again and again, she begged the house, "What do you want from me?" It answered, in a whisper of many voices, "To be remembered. Forever." Evelyn rewrites. She made a plan. She returned to the archivist. "You said you keep memories. What if I overwrite them? Foolish. Impossible. Show me how." The archivist hesitated, then gave her a key to the original room. It was in the basement, beneath the foundations. She found a door carved from obsidian, engraved with images of herself. She entered. Inside, journals, tapes, drawings, every life she had lived, and a mirror. Cracked. Evelyn took a knife. She began slicing pages, burning reels. Each time she did, the house screamed. She reached the mirror. One last reflection. Thomas as a child. "Don't forget me," he whispered. She smashed it. The twist light erupted from the mirror's remains. The house shook. Reality bent. She awoke. In a hospital. Nurses shouted. A doctor ran toward her. "She's awake." After all these years. Confused, Evelyn sat up. Her hands were older. A man entered the room, weeping. "Evelyn, you've been in a coma since you were 8. You went missing in that house. We found you unconscious beneath it. That was 27 years ago." She looked into a mirror on the wall. A child stared. Back. The child remains. Doctors explained her brain had suppressed trauma. Her memories were fragments of a fevered mind trying to cope. But they didn't see the girl who followed her shadow. They didn't hear the lullabies sung from empty corners. At night, Evelyn would wake screaming. Sometimes she was 8 again. Sometimes she wasn't Evelyn at all. The final room weeks passed. Then one day a nurse handed her a letter. Old paper. Black ink. "We remember what you forgot." That night, the lights flickered. In the hospital mirror, the house stood whole, waiting. Evelyn walked toward it. Her reflection stayed still, the hunger eternal. She stepped through, back into the halls of Briar's End, back into the twisting dark. Only now she smiled, because she remembered everything. And somewhere deep in the floorboards, Thomas laughed. The house closed behind her, and in a distant city, another child received a letter. "It's your turn.